G'day YouTubers, welcome back to the Land of Oz. Latest update on the dream layout. Okay, so let's have a look. Last time we didn't have any of this grass in. I hadn't put the cork contact paper on top. I hadn't put the rock face material in here. Pretty much all we had was the signal box, the track, and that's it. So in the yesterday really, more than anything, I started to put this contact paper down. It's just a cork contact paper which has got an adhesive back on it, and it's really easy to use, and that is the material I've used for the top of the platforms and up here in the yard. But before we go any further, this is just a Revel snap together kit of a big boy which I bought for $50 on eBay, and I've got to tell you, look at the size of that thing. There's an 060 Rivarossi loco in front of it, and there's the big boy. So if I just pull that back, put it in front of it, what a massive engine they are. Anyway, I thought I'd just give you a look at that anyway. It's not a big deal, but for an Australian person who's never seen one up close, absolutely huge, massive. So this material that we have here, okay, it's just a green felt contact paper, the same as the cork, same type of material, which you can get from your hardware store or Bunnings. It's just a pretty plain material, again with a contact adhesive back, and I've just stuck that down straight onto the plywood base, remembering that this is foam. This is the cork base. Now, this being foam is pretty important because Rugged Rails thought that everything would fit through here. Done some videos last week of his engines running backwards and forwards. Yes, how good is that? Yeah, easy. I don't know why these people make out everything so hard. But then I put this carriage on, which I think is an Athearn, and this is one of the reasons why I'm making this layout, is so that we can run big ones like this. We'll get it on the track properly, and of course it's touching the edges. Oh, that's great. Yeah. So luckily it is foam, because that's jammed in tight now on the other side, which I don't think we'll be able to see. But it's jammed in there tight. The ladders are touching as well, down there. And I didn't think about all those things, so I'm going to have to do a bit of work. No big deal. Just trim it back a little bit. Okay, but if I take it from the end, up here, I'll zoom in a bit. Sorry, but this is all done on the iPhone. And there you go. You can see it's touching on this side and pushing the carriage over. So I'll just trim that back the next day or so. That'll be right. And it'll also need doing on this side. Only these type of coaches with the steps on the side. I tried some Tyco ones as well. Same problem. So yeah, that's the life of model railways. But look at this carriage. It's nearly as big as the big boy. I don't know how big that is. I think it's like a 70 footer in HO scale. So it could be more. I think it's 70. And you can see the big boy still shadows it. So with the felt material, to make it look more realistic, I have a wire brush that I use from the $2 shop. And I just gave it a bit of a fluff up. Keep doing it like that. Put some paint on there, of course, some acrylic yellow. And you can see it brings it up, makes it look like, I don't know, grass, but rough, brushy type grass. None of this is finished, but I'll improve things as we go on along on our journey. But that's easy, and that stuff's pretty cheap. So, what are we doing next? Okay, so we've got to paint the rock face, we've got to trim the platform, we've got to finish off the ballast. I'm not putting ballast, I can't stand ballast to do myself. I prefer just paint underneath it so that it doesn't give me any problems with carriages and the like running. I've had major issues over the years, probably due to my lack of ability, with reliability because of ballast. And I don't know, I just don't, I think it looks fantastic, but I don't like it. And I'm going to try, there's that kit I was talking about before, the big boy. And I'm going to try this type of colour, which is a grey mixed with a bit of red and brown. I used just for this when I had this set up. It's been fiddled around with a bit now, but I'm going to fix it up later. It's got a pretty good ballast colour about it. So I'm going to paint under the track with that similar type of colour, that sort of grey, mixed in a bit darker. And then of course there's still always more things to be done, because you know, I couldn't just make it easy on myself and just take it too easy. So the other thing I have planned, I've got these signals and they actually work. So I'm going to set up one probably here. Doesn't want to stand up, of course, like that. And that should cover these two sidings and the engine that returns from there, from the loop. So that'll be that one. And then from where the signal box is, I've got the double, which also works, and I'll put that there, so trains coming from this side or this side will be they won't be controlled, it won't stop, but it'll just give a bit more realism to it. And I've had these sitting around for a while, but they still work, red and green. I don't think there was yellow if I remember, but just red and green, that's all I need anyway. So, that's where we are. Like I said, I like to keep it short and sharp, not too much babble. Hopefully I'm not. And this layout is going to be not based on any country, any era, anything like that. It's going to be set up for me to be able to run whatever I feel like. From any country, HO scale is what I have. But I could even put 00 on here. It might look a touch out of scale, but it would still be okay. The only issue might be that I might have issues with width of the track there. But yeah, so to the 58 subscribers that I have at the moment, thank you very much for subscribing, and we'll talk soon.